Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Yeti here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I got something special for you guys. As you may or may not know, depending on if you watch my stream and my other videos, I am a Killjoy main. I play Killjoy pretty much all the time. She's my most played character, and she is currently my main character as well. So I wanted to make a video where I go over all of the 4 maps and on every individual site and explain how I play these sites, how I set up my turrets, my nano swarms, and just in general explain how I approach these sites. I'll go over both defend and attack. So let's start off here with Ascent, and first we're gonna go on A site. This is probably my favorite site on this specific map. I wouldn't say it's my favorite site in the entire game, but it's probably one of my favorite in the map. So, this is where the wall is before the round starts. I often like to put my turret up in either this spot right here, or I like to put it up on this spot right here. Now, I have to explain something real fast here, right? Depending on if your robot is, up here, a little bit more aggressively, closer to the actual angle, or if it's safe, your play style has to change. Because if it's like this, you can play a little bit more aggressively, like let's say behind boxes right here. You wait for the bot to either get shot or to start shooting, you peek out. You go for those shots, or for a lot of, if you're, if your robot is closer, like this, I would suggest to play like an even safer angle, like let's say under here, going for peaks like these, and you're just waiting for your bot to make a sound. This can be really, really good in solo queue, or even in, like 5v5s, like you're just holding a side by yourself, playing full anchor. Often, I use alarm bot, out in the open on a site, because this bad boy can be seen by enemies. But it's similar to Cypher Tripwires, like you don't have to be like, you can't see it from like this far, but you can see it from like, let's say this far, and it makes a sound. These little nano swarms, right? These are the nades. They have a similar effect as this, but you have to be even closer to see them. Nano swarms, I personally almost always put one on default plants like this. So let's say here, you would put it on both of these two, and you would be playing, let's say, up in heaven, just for example, right? And you would back out, here plant, pop them. That's how I would play, let's say, on this side here. You can also have more aggressive nano swarms, like let's say here, and there's a really good one up here on short as well. But I almost always put drone leader here, or there's another spot I want to show you. It's up here. On this spot, you can also put it on high ground, you can also put it on heaven. There's many good spots here. You can be very creative, but make sure your bot doesn't get destroyed without any like value, right? Like if they're shooting it from here, you can peek out from, let's say, behind boxes, generator, etc., right? That's the first site. Let's move over to B site. All right, so we're on B site Ascent. I don't like this site as much personally, even though it has some nasty spots like this right here. This is a pretty decent spot because, they will not usually see it, and they kind of have to, like, I mean, they can shoot it from like here, but yeah, you can peek from right there. For example, if you're using that, I often put it here as well. That's a pretty good spot. They have to go deep to see it. They can also, I think they can like wall bang it, but it's not like they're gonna know where your turret is because you're rotating, right? Another spot is, let's say, here on top of this, inside. You can also put it like somewhere behind here, maybe, even though I don't usually use this spot a lot because it gets shot really fast. Yeah, so those are like the spots. And then again, for Molotovs or for nano swarms, one is good behind that plant there, maybe. And, you can actually put one right here.
Placing swarm grenade.
Because, yeah. Usually they'll be like in a gunfight here. They won't realize what's happening. They cross. You pop that. Bam. They're dead. I almost never take mid with Killjoy on any map at all, because she is a side anchor, as Riot said herself. They don't want her to be that good at controlling mid or like other areas of the map. All right, now I'll show you guys how I attack with her on this map. All right, so the way I attack with Killjoy is pretty simple. Again, her turret can cover wide areas, like here on mid, for example. That's a turret. You got an aggressive turret right here as well. So it covers on their side mid. That's a turret spot many people don't know. Like that. It's going to also cover a little bit of short. If you angle it properly, it's going to cover that as well. if someone peeks out. So that's probably the best turret on this map specifically. And then for your eggs, I almost always wait with them for post-plant. And for your alarm bot, often I put it here, or I put it there or over there to prevent A flanks, because people love to flank all the way around A and get you from this side on middle. And the way that would look is you would pop it right here, and they cannot go past this. They have to either shoot it, or they will get marked by it, or not marked, sorry. They will get, hit by it. The sound will be made, and you will know where they are. All right, let's move on to the next map. All right, so now we're moving over to Split, and we're first going to go to B site, which happens to be my favorite site to hold on any map with Killjoy. The most default turret nanoswarm combo is actually shown in the trailer. You put your turret right here, and you can put your nanoswarm right here. And then after they peek out, you pop this, and you wide swing, and you shoot with you. This is very, very good. I've gotten so many kills with this combination. If they start pre-firing that, you can always put the turret maybe under here, a little bit safer. You can also put it under heaven, for example. Maybe you can put it right here. There's many spots on this side here. I think it's like, honestly, it's such a wonderful site to hold with Killjoy. Also, replace your egg right here. If enemy team has a Sova or a Raze, you can wait for them to use their shock arrow and grenades and such, and you hold this in your hand. And after they've, like thrown the grenade to try to clear this, you pop this, and then you start like holding with your gun. That's what I personally do. All right, let's go over to A site now. All right, so A site is a little bit different. It has its pros and its cons. For me, the most default setup would be putting this over here, the alarm bot, and then putting the turret on top of here. This to me is the most comfortable spot. I also put an egg there, and I often hold an egg. And I usually place it behind here. And then this way, you can actually play on heaven, right? You have your ramp, high ground push covered. You have your main covered, and you have default plant covered as well. And this is really, really good if you're like solo holding, or, if you're playing with someone else as well. Really good way to hold A. In general, there's not like that many spots here. You can put your bot on top of this right here, maybe. It's gonna surprise them when they're pushing this, but you won't have such good control of heaven then. But yeah, in general, there's still some spots, but I prefer to play B on this map. All right, let's move over to attack side now. All right, so for attack side, you almost always want to cover your flank. Like for example, you can cover B main push right this, like that, and you can use your turret to try to get some sort of mid control. Often I put a turret here to watch under. And to watch majority of mid. It can also go on top of here. And you have like some other aggressive turrets. But in general, always go for protecting your flanks so you can fully focus on attacking the enemy team. All right, let's move over to the next map. All right, so Bind happens to be another really good map for Killjoy. Probably my second favorite. B site is the one that you will be holding for the most part. And this is, I think, something that if you're not playing Killjoy a lot, you want to watch this carefully. I usually put one egg here. Then I put the bot down here, and I put my turret either up right there, or in this corner right here, or in here. Another spot to put it on is maybe actually drop it on top of this right here, or drop it right there. And that way, your turret will be helping you hold. And you have this, which, by the way, mollies go through floors always. So that's a pretty good Molotov. You can also put it under if they're aware we're using it, so you have some other kind of pressure, I suppose. This will still do a lot. Like, if they drop out, they're dead when you pop that. Trust me. You can also have one of them covering long like this. For example, if your turret is right here, you're gonna have basically one egg covering hookah, one egg covering long, and then you're gonna be able to play safe as heck. Pop that. Get jump outs, and that's it. That's your site. Easy clap. Let's go over to A site. All right, so I don't like playing A site as much with Killjoy, even though it's still not bad. Like, she's good at holding this site. It just, I don't know. I feel like other comps are better here, like playing Sage or something like that. So again, this is a good choke point here to cover with your alarm bot. Maybe put an egg here as well. For your turret, you can put it up on truck like this to cover a short or a cubby. You can also put it up on high ground here to watch the entire site and run out from bathrooms. You can also put it up here, a little bit of a different angle to have more bathroom control and less short control. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, this spot isn't bad. But what is really good about this spot is you can hide your egg like that, kinda, and it's not that easy to see it. And, you know, it covers the default plant where people often use Sage Wall. Even if you're playing B, you can leave an egg here sometimes. You used to be able to hide it inside, and I don't know if it's still possible, but as you saw, like, throwing it under the tire is pretty good already, so... That's pretty well hidden, because they don't see it from this far. They have to be pretty close, and they start planting. You pop that, and they die. Alright, so on attack side, what I like to do is... I'm going to show you, like, 1 or 2 turrets here that are really important. The first one is right here. This one covers the entire flank. As you can see, if they are coming from B Fountain, if they're coming from B Short, it will get them if they're coming either way. And also, if they're flanking from A side, this is a full flank control. A little bit more aggressive turret that doesn't cover the whole map is this one here, for example. This will cover A Short and A Link. This is very, very good. This one is often doing a lot of damage. And yeah, these are actually the main two turrets that I would like to show you guys here. Let's move over to the next map. All right, so finally we are on Haven, the 3-sided map. So first we're going to go over and show you the spots on A side. This is the spot I'm actually very often playing because for some reason people in solo queue tend to not know how to defend this one. And the first turret is this one in the corner right here. As you can see, it's going to protect pushes from long and a deep push from short. The best part about A Haven is this right here, and watch carefully, all right? I think I messed that one up, sadly. I did, okay. But you can put it right there behind. However, there's 2 more reliable spots, and it's that right there, and it's that one right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not like, you know, they can still shoot it. But yeah, that's pretty strong. I think you want to learn these spots if you're a Killjoy main. Very important. As for Alarm Bot, I often use it for short because they're going to push out like this. They're going to keep their crosshair high, and it's going to alert them. But yeah, these spots are pretty good. Let me try to get this rope spot done.
Placing swarm grenade.
I can't seem to get it done. I actually do this often in solo queue and it works. Whatever. Yeah, as for your turret, that corner there is good. Another corner right here is pretty solid. You can also put it on the box right here, but it can get destroyed from short. Let's move over to B side. I don't personally hold B side often with Killjoy. Or in fact, like, we usually always play Sage here. In solo queue, 5-stack, regardless. So, you know, if you do play Killjoy here, I guess this would be a decent turret spot right here. You do have an easy double egg setup like this, right? One for cross and one for plant. Like, that could potentially work. The reason I put the egg here and not here is because you will almost always attack this site with Sage. And people, I don't know, people for some reason wall the right side more often than left. Even though left is better to wall, that's the setup over on B side. Let's go to C now. All right, finally C side, the last side of this map and the last side of this video. C side is pretty good. I really like playing it, but I don't get it that often because I think just in general, this is a really nice side to like to defend. So people like to play here. Turret very often placed down there. Alarm bot very often placed right this out of main, and then you can again easily cover default plants. I often even do double here because I don't know, it just people don't notice it here and they just push deep on side. So like, you know, you play hidden, try to get some picks. You fall back, you fall back, you fall back. You know, they smoke, you wait for plant. You obviously don't pop both at once, right? Because you can stall way longer with using one and then the other. But yeah, I like to hide my eggs often here. I call them eggs, by the way, if you haven't noticed. You probably have the nano swarms. But yeah, you can also put it on top here or right here. I actually like to put it on here often because it tends to be like a little bit safer. As for garage, if you have to defend garage, like, eggs really tend to like completely like, look at that, like, you can't push through that. It's not possible. That is too much damage. So it's pretty easy to control garage with Killjoy, but I think you want to anchor a site instead. You're more useful that way. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something new. If you did, Remember to leave a like and sub for more Valorant content. Anyways, I will see you guys later, and I'll see you guys on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Yeti. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Later.
Never see me again when I cash out. You don't wanna be around when I crash and burn. I can't go back anymore now. Lie and tell me things, better things. I can't erase all the pain. I can't escape, run.